So here is the directions for installing Java software. We will be using Java SE 16. And this week, all you need to do is download the Java SE. Next week, we'll start on NetBeans. And so click on that hyperlink. And as you scroll down this page, you will see a number of different downloads for Java depending on your operating system. So if you're on Linux, Mac, or Windows, if you're on Mac, I recommend the installer. If you're on Windows, I recommend this installer. So click on this, download, and when the download is complete, you should find it in your download folder. So here is the file in my downloads folder. It does have an exe extension, meaning executable. Now, your folder may look a little different. Your folder may not display extensions. I recommend that you do turn file extensions on. To do that, you're going to go to the View menu, File Name Extensions. Make sure there's a check in that checkbox, and you will be able to see the file extensions. Otherwise, you may be able to look at the type. It's an application that may give you a clue of what the file extension is if you don't have that check there. So it's a lot easier to see that it's an executable file to me if you turn on file extensions. Double click on that to get it to run, and you will be given a few dialog boxes. I have those in the handout, so read through that, and before you know it, you'll have Java SE 16 installed. Once the installation has completed, you want to make sure that Java is installed. What you could do is come down here and type CMD. It's going to open your command prompt window, and we're going to type Java and a dash version. And it's telling me I have Java 16.02 installed. Simply type exit, and that will get you out of the command window. However, if you've got this Java not recognized, then there was a problem with the installation. You might want to try a different version. You may need the 32-bit version instead. So there's one more thing I want to go through before we continue on the Hello World. So this folder is in this path. So this is the system of folders or directories that contain the machine code file, the classes that are part of that class library or API library we had talked about, or SDK library that we had talked about earlier. So they're in this folder called bin, inside this folder, etc. This full thing is called a path. When you're indicating the path in text, right here we have an arrow. This is from the Windows Explorer window. What you're going to do is you're going to replace the C and that arrow with a backslash. So you'll notice to create the path, you're going to have a backslash between each. But let me show you a quick way to do that. So I've navigated in Windows Explorer to that path where the binary files are at. And notice it has a file extension of DLL. And that file extension is used in Windows representing dynamic linked libraries. Oh, it's a library. So it's a compiled form of your Java class libraries. If you click up here, you will notice the path is automatically created correctly for you with the backslash. I want you to do a Control-C. Control-C is the shortcut, most of you know this, for copy. Because what's going to happen is if you try to execute a program, Windows won't know where to look for those class libraries automatically. So we're getting ready to tell Windows to always look for the binary files in that path we just copied. To do that, we're going to set what's called an environment variable called path. So right here I show that you're just going to come down here and just type env. And if you type env, it's suggesting edit the system environment variables right here, and we're going to click on that. And there, we're into System Properties. We're on the Advanced tab. From the Advanced tab, you're going to click on Environment Variables. Looking below, we already have an environment variable called path. We're going to edit this path and add a new one and just paste that in. Now notice I've already done it, so I'm not going to keep that in there. So you're going to add a new one and paste that in, that path in that we just copied, and click OK, and click OK, and click OK. So for now on, whenever you get ready to run Java program that's going to reference some of the classes in that library, which is what we want to do because it's going to save us a lot of coding time using existing libraries, it will automatically look there because we put that path into the path environment variable.